Hey everyone, it's me, Donna. I'm making this video to elaborate more on my recycling video that I made a while back, where I was talking about how it would be good if Russellville could get like a recycling center that would recycle, a bunch of different items. And I really wish that they would. In fact, my hope is that the city and the county waste managements would get up with some investors or some big recycling company and create like a co-op business that would have basically three facilities. One facility would be for the county where the normal dump would be, as well as another facility for the city where its dump facilities would be, and then the other one would be somewhere in town, maybe off the 4 lane or something, but somewhere that's not hard to get to where it's not really out of the way, to where a lot of people know where it's at, and maybe even at the other side of town, maybe the south side of town, maybe in between Russellville and Phil Campbell or whatever, just somewhere that's not too close to the regular recycling um, building that we have. And the difference between what I have in mind and what we already have is what we already have mostly just deals with metals. In other words, they mostly just deal with maybe car parts or aluminum cans, things like that. Just different forms of metal. They don't really deal too much with anything else. That's really their main thing. That's where I guess most of the big money is, like copper and, just like I said, just different types of metals and, materials like that. Okay. But my idea would incorporate a facility that would basically be for just about anything you can think of, like paper, plastics, wood, styrofoam, um, fabrics, uh, blocks of wood, which I may have already mentioned wood, which would include like, even like chairs, tables, things like that. Um, Glass, just different, different things like that. Just, you name it, just about anything that you have in your household, this facility can recycle it. Okay. All right. As far as the garbage situation, I don't want to be forced to recycle and be forced to have to separate everything and be forced to have to pay extra just for the privilege of recycling, because number one, we already pay for garbage. Okay. Number two, if this becomes an enterprise and they're able to sell the materials that they create from this, then they're already going to make a profit. So they're really going to make a profit two ways. Number one, just for the garbage situation, and number two, what they make from the sales, okay, of selling these raw materials, okay. So I don't think they should get any more of my money, okay. Um, so, that's my feeling on that. And why not let them separate it? I mean, although, yeah, I mean, it would be okay if they gave people extra bins and say, hey, you can put your cans in this, or you can, give people a choice as to whether or not they want to separate stuff and whatever. I mean, it would be totally optional, your choice, but it shouldn't be forced upon people, okay? All right. As far as, like I said, the garbage pickup and whatever, whether it be the county or the city or whatever, they can take your garbage, put it in a dump truck as usual, take it to their this facility. And the amazing thing about this facility is, just like many other dumps areas and waste management in various other cities around the world. Everybody's getting into the recycling and everything. This facility could have like a large furnace, okay? That furnace could take care of materials that can be burnt, like wood and even so like fabrics and just different combustible, burnable materials like that, okay? It can turn these materials, it can turn it into a glass-like substance if it's like a real high heat and it has strong compression. They are able now to turn stuff like that into glass, okay? All right. Also, it could be turned into like charcoal pellets and charcoal, sticks and whatever, blocks, whatever, that can be used for fuel. Okay, so they definitely could sell that. The ash, okay, as far as when using the furnace, the smoke that comes out through the flue and all that, now people are wise to how to make that more clean, okay, and environmentally friendly. You can design, or they can design the flue to be kind of curvy, kind of snake-like before it finally goes up and out or whatever. And at the bottom of these different curves can be a vent, okay? As the hot air and ash rise through the flue, naturally there's going to be like a little bit of a cooling off, okay? And the heavy stuff, like the ash and stuff, that will fall down and it will fall through these vents. And then what comes out at the end of the flue is going to be pretty clean, but just to make extra sure, there can be like a filter put on the end of the flue to where that will filter the air out even more and make it more clean for the environment, okay? So to get rid of a lot of that smoke and all that stuff, all right, and the ash from that can be recycled, just like the ash that's remaining in the bottom of the furnace after they take off the charcoal substances. That ash and then this other ash can be used to be sold, and naturally that can be used in gardens. That can be used to make things like cement, pottery, just all kinds of different things. I guess what you say, silica, whatever. So there's different things that ash can be used in, okay? And it can be a commodity and be sold. So that would be perfect for that, okay? All right, but the other things, say like things that can be separated, like on a conveyor belt or whatever, naturally you're going to have your metals, so they can be drawn up through a magnet conveyor belt, okay? So then those can be chipped up and whatever and sold. All right, your plastics and your glass, those items can be separated and they can either be crushed and chipped or they can be melted into blocks or whatever and then sold. Styrofoam, it can be separated and it can be melted and resold. And same thing with fabrics. They can be shredded and chopped up and, be sold. So yeah, there's a lot of things that could be done at these garbage facilities that would prevent them having to pile all this garbage up time after time in a landfill and just creating this huge hill over and over again, and then have to just go to a new location because they've already done as much as they can do, and then take a chance on stuff leaking out and all this bunch of stuff. Although now they've gotten to where now they can deal with that better and create methane gas and all that stuff from that. But this would be a neat little alternative for that, in a way for waste management to make extra money. I mean, even they can even do some of that on the side too as well. I mean, there's different ways that this facility, or shall I say co-op, that gets created can make money from our garbage, okay, that we're already paying for anyway, so it'd just be extra. So there you go. More money for the city, more money for anybody involved in this co-op or whatever. It will create jobs as far as that goes, okay? And also, like at the main facility, you can run up there with your, your couch, your chairs, your old tires, your dishes, your glasses, different types of glasswares and whatever. Fabrics like your old clothing that you don't wear anymore. Styrofoam containers, just different blocks of wood or whatever that you've got that you don't want anymore. Paper, newspapers, all that stuff. You know, all of it can be brought to this place and be recycled, and you will get some money. So I mean, that it would be the perfect thing to do, especially if you want extra money, if you're unemployed or whatever. There's a way for you to make money, and it'll keep everything cleaner, more picked up, all this stuff. People will be less likely to litter because they know they can make a little money. I mean, I know they won't make a whole lot of money off paper or whatever, but you'd be surprised how much paper a person can collect over the years, or styrofoam containers and everything. So, you let it, collect for a little bit and take it up there. You might be surprised how much you'll get for it. So, I mean, yeah, I just think this would be wonderful. I mean, I'm hoping that it doesn't interfere with the other companies, profits as far as off metals and whatever. But, I mean, still, it'd be nice if they accepted different forms of metal, like your aluminums and, copper and all that stuff. I mean, they can have that as well. So yeah, but still, I hope it doesn't cause any conflict. Maybe they can, not pay as much for the metals, and then that way most of the metal business will go to the other thing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how that would work out, but I I still hope that this could be done. Also, as far as computers, hopefully, this facility would take all computers from the very old all the way up to the newest types of computers, because there's a lot of money that can be made off of computers. Because you think about it, the plastic casings that the computers come in, or the metal, some of them are made out of metal. All right. The glass screens, okay, the inside circuit boards, uh, those are money makers, as well as the processors. The processors actually have gold plating in them. So even though this facility might not want to mess with the process of taking the gold from the processors themselves, they could still get it all collected up and either crush everything up or just get it piled into bundles and then sell that to another facility or business company, whatever, that can uh, take on the hazardous process of removing gold from uh, the processors or other objects. Because from what I understand, I think that involves cyanide and stuff like that, which I think they're coming up with safer ways to do it, but still, why take the chance? I mean, when you can sell the raw material itself and let someone else deal with that part, someone that, or some area that's better equipped for that type of thing. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I feel about that. And then of course at this facility, all this stuff could either be crushed, chipped, or burnt, and then shipped off for sale. Even the wood, it can be chipped up into little pellets or whatever, and create like fuel pellets or whatever. So it's just the more you think about it, then the more things you could come up with, like your old tires. I mean, your old tires can be turned into rubber tiles, rubber mats, all kinds of things. You can be, redone into all kinds of stuff, maybe even soles of people's shoes. I mean, there's just so much that can be done with rubber. So, yeah, I mean, it just, I can go on and on and on and on, but I'm not going to. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to elaborate a little bit more about that and put that out there, and hopefully, certain people in my town will see this, and maybe someone will actually put this into action. I hope so. Anyway, the good thing is this would make money again and create jobs, and people need jobs. So there you go. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.